was up, we're going to show his video.
Another video.
There is one person that had a tremendous impact in every aspect of Or Haemet's life. I'm referring to Rabbi Elirok, who we all know well, and well beloved by all the students. Rabbi Elirok came to us with a great level of pedagogical expertise, with many, many years of experience. But I must say that if there is one feature that would describe him best, is his love for every single student in the school. The spirit of simcha that he brought to the school cannot be matched. In Or Haemet, when Rabbi Elirok was the principal, at any time you were at risk of finding yourself in a spontaneous dancing and singing session. Rabbi Elirok would walk into the classrooms and bring about that level of simcha in every child. Rabbi Elirok is remembered for his many assemblies every week, where the students learned piyutim, where the students learned to express themselves, the many parades. And I know there are people here tonight that told us clearly that they're coming because they want to see Rabbi Elirok again. His devotion to the school did not stop in the classroom or in the office of the Menahel. We are very grateful to Rabbi Elirok for all his efforts in bringing about getting the land and putting up this building that we so much enjoy. Rabbi Elirok was involved in every detail. He was in touch constantly with the city councilors, with the planners and the builders. I still remember when we needed mass meetings to come to council meetings, and Rabbi Elirok would organize hundreds of people to show up, to vouch for us. There was a Rabbi Elirok that was a man of many possibilities of expression, and he used them all for the sake of Or Haemet. Our children remember you with fondness. Our children that are now today adults think of you and have a smile on their face. And we want to take this opportunity to thank you for all that you have done for Or Haemet. And as the years go by, we only appreciate it more and more. Thank you very much, Rabbi Elirok. Before I call on you to come forward to address us, the school has prepared a video too that we will show now.
Rabbi Elirok was my principal probably till about 5th grade.
But my relationship with Rabbi Elirok was quite frequent.
I was in grade 2 sent down to the office.
We didn't like was to go down to his office.
Because I would visit his office quite often.
And he said, did you guys learn your lesson? And we said, yes. And he said, okay, you want to watch ET?
There's no doubt that it made a tremendous impact on everybody.
Anybody who came here while he was here remembers him very fondly.
Shabbat afternoon, Friday afternoon, the Shabbat, I forget what they called it, the Shabbat program, but he would sing a song, Shabbat Shalom Hey, Shabbat Shalom Hey.
He would walk the halls of the school and walk into the classrooms singing, and that singing stays with me even till today. I sing some of the songs that he sang because he sang them and he sang them often.
Everything again was fun to him. He was always enjoyable, and there was this always like nonchalant attitude that, you know, like water off a duck's back. Everything was always okay.
That warmth was ignited into us from the beginning.
Rabbi Elirok, I want to wish you a mazel tov on this evening. I think you were a soul to the school. I really and sincerely hope that my children could have that kind of experience, to have an educator like you in their lives, like we had in ours.
When I think of you, smiles always come to my face.
Thank you very much. And may Hashem shower you with many brachot.
So, mazel tov to you.
Thank you so much. Mazel tov.
And I wish you all the best.
Before I call on Rabbi Elirok to come forward, I just want to thank the current administration for all their efforts taking us into the next 80 years, Be'ezrat Hashem, and Mashiach should come before. And thank you to Rabbi Kamenetsky, Mrs. Wasserman, and Mrs. Cohen, the entire faculty and staff, and all the boards, members, and the administration, each and every one, for your generous support of our school. Ta'arichu yamim b'tov, u'shanim b'ne'emim, and we should always meet in smachot of our students and our children. Amen ve'amen. Thank you. Rabbi Elirok.
In the last Democratic Convention, they send out a note to those who take pictures, and they told them, please shoot the speakers on the way to the podium, not on the podium. It's very hard to... So, what are we doing with this light? I don't think they got the message. Okay. Maybe I'll go over here. I don't need a microphone, you know that. The light is very difficult, I'm sorry. Whoa. Okay, here we are. I don't want to scare you, but the last one who spoke when I was talking, still in the office. No, really, I mean, is that going to be here the whole time? I don't know. I guess he wants to take a picture. Take pictures, and I'm good looking, but that much? Okay, here we go. Oh, now that's better. I really would like to change from my course of speaking because really something touched me. Torah tells us in the Krishmali Matim Rishon is B'neichen Edaber Ba. I'm sorry. Remind me on the V'limadatim Otam Edaber Ba. I forgot. In the first board meeting, I want you to know, the first board meeting that I sat in the Or Haemet, I sat in the, coming from Associated, and you know, somehow, I don't know why, I said the word Yiddishkeit. Jack, boo, got up. Rabbi, there's no Yiddishkeit here. Here's Yiddishkeit. I learned my lesson very quickly. But I really, for a serious moment, and I want you all to join me. I really do. As much as it was said before, V'limadatim oisom es b'neichen ledaber bom, says Rashi, Kol ha-melamed es ben chavero Torah ki'ilu yeladot. Says the Chofetz Chaim, it's a tremendous lesson to learn. It's the base that counts. We just heard about the base. Shoshana gave the children the base. To you, the Kohen Gadol Chofetz Chaim, to you we are asking. Please give this award. What we just heard tonight is just the tip of the top of that base. And to you, Chavetz Chaim, the Kohen HaGadol, as we used to call him in the yeshiva, the Alter, you don't need proofs. But here, look at all those students. Look how the proof is. The base was right. And it started from grade 1, what we just heard before. So I allowed myself to deviate, and Rabbi Asayag asked Mechila that I encroached on your speech, but I had to say what I had to say. And with your permission, we are calling upon all of us, have in mind that that bracha that we heard from the rabbi should be chal on all of us, b'merav yameinu amen. Before I move on, with your permission, the Gemara tells us that Rabbi Akiva came into town with 24,000 students. There was this little woman in the side that was pushing to go to see the rabbi. And you know what happened, you know, not the Sfaradim, Ashkenazim, you know what they do. They, Giveret, lady. And Rabbi Akiva is looking and says, listen carefully. No, you're interrupting there in the back, you're in danger. Sheli v'shelachem shelahi. Whatever belongs to me and whatever belongs to all our students here belongs to my wife sitting over there very quietly, and I'd like to recognize her right here in our marriage. Sheli v'shelachem shelahi. And now I'm moving to my really vision that I shared with some parents here and got the tears at the end from Biba when she was walking me around. The emotional evening is unimaginable and undescribable. Seeing all those students coming up, how important it is and how great the experience is to see B'li Ayin Hara, young generation grew up taking tremendous interest in Torah education, in Sephardic education, in perpetuating the school. And I don't know who cultivated this. Victor Arobas. Where did he get this power? He doesn't stop. Don't tell me he was my student, please. He is amazing. And all the rest, from one to one, and I can't mention the all. I really can't. But it's a sign of moving forward, progress, as the rabbi described it, and B'li Ayin Hara. Should not be the one to be honored. And I wrote it in my, if you don't believe me, I wrote it in my article. It's not me that deserve the honor. It's you, parents, the student, the student of mine, I mean, those who are bringing now their students to you. We are applauding you tonight because the nachat that we see is unimaginable. Moshe Feinstein, in his book, Dorash Moshe, opens the next week's parsha with V'ha'alotcha et hanerot, Ya'iru Shivat hanerot el mul penei hamenorah. Everybody knows the famous statement that the Moshe is clarifying that Aaron needed not only to light the candle. That's not enough. Are you hearing me over there? Do you hear me, John? Yes? Should I speak louder? Okay. It's not enough just to light the candle. שתהא השלהבת עולה מאליה. You need the flame at the end to come up by itself. Says Moshe in the beginning of the Pasuk Ba'al Yisrael, this is what an educator is. We need to light the menorah, but then the flame should go on and flourish, as we see tonight in this room, by itself, and it goes further and further. However, that we already spoke about beauty and the nachat, but Moshe comes and tells us a new thing, and he calls it davar chadash. I guess I am getting old. He calls it davar chadash, a new thing. We all know. I'm just coming now from New York, where the baby was born, B'li Ayin Hara, Or Haemet, my 21st grandchild. I told Mercedes that I cannot not show on Sunday, so I'll go to New York for Shabbat, I'll come back Sunday, and I'll go tomorrow back to New York for the circumcision. However, we all know when a child is being born, we bless them. Yizku legadlo leTorah lechuppah ulema'asim tovim. Listen carefully. Everybody asks, once you tell Torah, what do you need ma'asim tovim? Torah is ma'asim tovim. Why do we repeat the language? That's the question of Rav Moshe Feinstein. Says Rav Moshe davar chadash, ma'asim tovim. Do you know what it is? The love for the mitzvot. Ahavat ha-mitzvot, not fulfilling them, that's for sure. That's under Torah. But he says, I'm telling you davar chadash, calling it ahavat ha-mitzvot. It's my honor to call upon a teacher that exemplified what's ahavat ha-mitzvot. Did you ever attend a Melava Malka at Chani's house? Did you attend a pouring party at Chani's house? Did you see the children going to Denver, Colorado? And the faces that came with Mrs. Baines and their years. That's the new concept. It's called Ahavat HaMitzvot. That is doing this, loving them. It's my honor to call upon the next honoree, Ms. Chana. What do I call you? Bain? Chani? What do I call you? I forgot to mention, there was one thing about Chani that I must say in public. There was time in the school was tough. And Rabbi Asayag mentioned it. You don't have to repeat. At the end of the year, I got a gift. And that gift was a car plate. That's what said, Iyeto, I-Y-E-T-O-V, and I drove with that Iyeto for years in town in honor of the tough times that we went through together in the school. Ms. Chana, how are you? Chana Bain, sorry.
Going into the interview, I had a case of nerves. Rabbi Elirok asked me, so you want a job teaching Hebrew at our school? So why don't we conduct the interview in Hebrew? Now I knew how to speak Hebrew, but to speak it in front of the heads of the school made me extremely nervous. So I said to him, no, I don't think so. Let's do it in English. Rabbi Elirok looked at me and I figured, okay, I blew my chance of ever teaching at Or Haemet. The interview, though, continued in English, and I did get the job. And I went on to teach at Or Haemet for the next 12 years, and it was a most amazing adventure.
I met Chana Aryeh when I was 13. She was my grade 7 and grade 8 teacher.
Ms. Chani Aryeh at the time, so we called her Miss Aryeh.
I
think she taught me in grade 5 and grade 6.
My last 2 years of Or Haemet, so grade 7 and grade 8.
She was just the coolest person in the world to us. I mean, she wore a dress that was the best dress in the world.
Her programs that she developed for us were always thorough. She put her heart into teaching. She was a force that definitely left a mark on me.
In grade 8, she actually took our class to Denver, Colorado for our graduation trip.
Pirkei Avot, once in a while when she was not pleased with our behavior, we had to write out the Pirkei Avot. So it was the punishment, but it was also a lesson.
She just made coming to school a great experience for educational purposes, but also for fun as well.
I just wanted to say to Chana Aryeh,
Miss Aryeh,
Mrs. Aryeh,
Hani Aryeh Bain, More Aryeh, you are a great teacher. Mazel tov. I wish you all the best. Thank you. I still think of you as, again, not just a teacher, but as a good friend. Mazel tov.
When do you do the presentation? How do I move on? Now? Right.
I'd like to call up Beth Kibor and Karen Elmalim to come and make a presentation to Mrs. Chana Aryeh Bain.
Shabbat Shalom.
Hey! Miss Aryeh, please come up.
Miss Aryeh, please come out. What Miss Aryeh? Miss Bain? Mrs. Bain, would you come out?
Here, you can turn the light on now. It's fine. For this, you can do it.
That's right, you need the light. You need the light. Moving right along. The Talmud tells us, it's a story, you can be quiet, you're not telling you a story either. Thank you. Thank you very much. Rabbi Yehuda Anasi, everybody knows, was the author of the Mishnayot. The end of his life, he needed to go into cooler air. So they moved him to Tzipori, to a city called Tzipori. We find in Yerushalmi that it says, V'chaya Yehuda b'Tzipori 17 shana. Meaning, says the Meshech Chochmah, this is taken from Yaakov that lived in Egypt for 17 years. And the Pasuk says that he lived in Mitzrayim 17 Shana, but he has a problem with it. Rebbe was so humble. Why would he compare himself to Yaakov Avinu? He wouldn't. Says the Meshech Chochmah. No. It is a statement of a humbleness. He meant to say Yaakov saved Mitzrayim from hunger. He made his impact in all the land of Canaan. But I, Yehuda HaNasi, had an impact only on Tzipori. We well know Rabbi Yehuda HaNasi wrote the Mishnayot and left a lot of impact on everyone, but he was always humble on himself. As the Mishnah says in Sotah, Mishemet Rebbe Batla Anava. My next task is to introduce to you the couple that was known in the school as the humble. They did the greatest job with the most dedication, with love. One of them is preceded me, Mrs. Ochayon, preceded me in the school. Always left her impact quietly without even realizing, no noise, and then her husband joined the staff and left tremendous mark on the student. But I know that the award that the Ochayon are going to get is nothing compared to the impact that they have left here and continue to leave in Monsey, in New York. I was privileged myself to see them in Monsey, and I saw and heard the great work that both this couple is doing in New York, and the fact that was left here, continuing all the way, all over. It's an honor to call upon Rabbi and Mrs. Ochayon to receive their award.
Rabbi Ochayon was my teacher in grade 5, and I remember his warm smile, and he came with his wife to Toronto.
I was very lucky to have Rabbi Ochayon and her husband in later grades. Rabbi Ochayon, we had her in grade 4, and it was a good time.
It was my first encounter to Hebrew, and Or Haemet made learning Hebrew pretty easy.
She was just always welcoming and just an amazing lady.
One of those key people that really made a difference in my life was Rabbi Ochayon.
Aside from being our rabbi, he was just a great friend. He was a very personable person.
He was really open to allowing me to ask all the kind of questions that I had.
Everything was with a smile. Everything was besimcha. Everything was for the end result of the student. Going out to meet for pizza, it was him with a smile and seeing him and him being there and making sure that everyone had a ride.
Got a lot of fun memories in doing camping trips, fishing trips, ice fishing trips and things like that.
One of the things that I remember is that he used to bring us out to the yeshiva on a Thursday night for Mishmar programs. And he gave us that opportunity to see what a yeshiva really is, how it's not such a scary institution, and really it's something that our community can really benefit from.
It was actually on his account that I was able to go to yeshiva following Or Haemet.
Rabbi Ochayon is deserving of this honor because she went above and beyond her responsibilities as a teacher, as a morah. And it wasn't just a job for her, it was she treated us all like children in that class, like her children.
Rabbi Ochayon, thank you for the bottom of my heart for all the years that you put into Or Haemet. It helped us grow, it helped us mature, it helped us to be young, proud Jewish people. You are a tremendous Rebbe, a tremendous educator.
I wish you much hatzlacha and you should be matzliach in everything that you do in the future.
Rabbi and Rabbanit Ochayon, you're very befitting for this award, for this kavod, and you should go from Chayil to Chayil.
I couldn't think of somebody who deserves this honor more.
I wish you much hatzlacha in the future. Bracha.
A big mazel tov to the Rabbi and the Rebbetzin.
Mazel tov.
My sincerest prayer is that for your well-being and the well-being of your family and your loved ones, and health and happiness and success.
We're going to call the Rabbi up soon. What? We're going to call the Rabbi up soon. Where's Rabbi Elirok?
Put the light on.
Hello. If I can please have the following individuals please come up for a special ceremony for Rabbi Ochayon. Smadar Gabay, Nadim Bochbot, Amram Ben-Kisus, Tzadok Ozani, and Adam Biton, as well as Rabbi and Rabbanit Ochayon. Please make your way to the front. Thank you. One second. Mercedes?
Good evening, everybody.
The mic.
Just turn it back on.
Good evening, everybody. Of course, even though I spent maybe 10% of the 40 years in Or Haemet, it was my early years. It was the years that I remember the best of my life. It was the years that I constantly meet. Thank you. I would just like tonight to share some sentiments that I have about tonight and about the former students that are still to us like children, and as we mentioned, like friends, to date about the same age as me. About a week ago, I got a call from one of our cherished Talmidim. He called us to invite us to participate at a reunion. As he said to me, we'd love you to participate at this reunion where former students are getting together and they would like you to come. And I said, okay, sounds great. I'd love to participate and relive my childhood memories. Obviously, I misunderstood the word reunion. I was sure that I proceeded to ask him where some of the old students were up to in life. And he said, well, this one's the president of the school, this one is the former president of the school, this one's the president of the shul, this one is on the board, this one is running shiurim. And I said, wow, I confirmed that I must come to this event. But I want to explain to you what really my nachat was. Rabbi Elirok, could you help me out over here?
We can please have everybody's attention.
I just want to explain quickly in a short few minutes what my nachat is, what our nachat, myself and Or Haemet's nachat is of coming here tonight. And I want to say, we were just explaining something from the parasha last week. We know that Bechorim, as we all know, Bechorim get Pidyon Haben. Last week we were told the mitzvah of Pidyon Haben. And we were told that every Bechor had to be exchanged by a Levi. The Leviim took over what the Bechorim would do. But there was 273 Bechorim that were extra. And the Torah said that, you know what, you extra guys do not have a Levi to substitute you. You're going to have to give 5 shekel. And Rashi points out that became a problem. 5 shekel, those Leviim complained. I give 5 shekel, I don't want to give money, I want a Levi instead. And we got to such a point that Moshe Rabbeinu said, okay, we're going to have to make a lottery. We're going to have to decide who has to pay the 5 shekel and who gets away with substituting himself for a Levi. And they did a lottery. So the question that everybody asks is, how can it be? We know that many of us in this room today have gone through the mitzvah Pidyon Haben. And when we have that Bechor, we are really excited. And not only are we excited, but we are ready to rent a hall, to get a caterer, to spend hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars on creating a beautiful simcha. And the 5 shekel we give to the Kohen, that's kind of a side point. And here we hear that these Bechorim were trying to challenge Moshe to say, no, I don't want to give the money, I want to get a Levi instead. What does that mean? They didn't have enough money? You know, they just came from the Yamsuf. They had a tremendous amount of money. But in short, the answer, which I saw in the Likutei, I heard in the Likutei Yehuda, says as follows. The problem wasn't the money. The problem was continuity. And let me explain. The Bechorim were very special and they had a right to work in the Beit HaMikdash. But because of the Egel, they lost that right. And what they wanted is a continuation, a substitute to continue their job. And that's why they had the Leviim. The Bechorim who didn't have the chance to have a Levi, they said, why should we give the money? We want a continuity. We want people to continue what we were doing to join us. And that idea is really what I want to share tonight, is when I heard how special, and I see how our students, each one of them continues with the goals that we had to create Bnei Torah, Yirei Shamayim, people that not only do for themselves, but do for others. And I see every one of them that we have met over this Shabbat. I'm reduced to tears. I said, how can it be? And every one of them comes to me and tells me some little thing that they remembered and they added. To me it was great. And my message, just in short, is to say to you, you want to give us honor, you want to give us nachat, make sure that you continue what we tried to instill, which was not only personal growth, the community growth. And we ask that many of you continue exactly what you're doing. We are so proud, myself and Or Haemet are so proud of every one of our students here in Or Haemet. And we just say, Chazak ve'ematz, continue the great work here.
Moving right along, if I can please call up to the front, Isaac Cohen and Isaac E. Oziel, along with Rabbi Rokach and his wife, to please receive their award. Thank you.
Not here. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. With your permission, I forgot to mention before. Can you give me some juice over here? Hello? I'd like to recognize my son coming all the way from New York. Where is he? He's not getting an award. Don't worry, Didi. You're not getting him an award. Where is he? My son, David, especially for the occasion, and my daughter, Apindia Nachi Itzkowitz.